The Democratic Socialists of America, or the DSA, they're clearly a communist party. All you have to do is read the party platform. They want to confiscate private property. So that's clear enough. However, today I'd like to speak about their foreign policy. They have one foreign policy issue. The Palestinians, what can be known as Palestinianism. The Palestinians are, quote, the good guys. Good guys. Whereas the Jews are the bad guys. The Palestinians should have their state, and the Jews don't have a right to a state. Now, how does that come about? Well, the Jews are called Zionists. Well, yes, Zionism is Jewish National Liberation Movement. But that was condemned by the Soviets from the 1940s up until and through the 1970s, where Zionism was condemned as racism and colonialism and imperialism and all sorts of oppression, every evil you could think of. Jews in the Soviet Union were accused of being Zionists, and the terms of being a Zionist or being against the Jews, meaning anti-Semitism, was the same. Anti-Zionism was anti-Semitism. The same motif shows up in the Palestinian National Charter of 1968, adopted by the PLO. It makes it very clear that Zionism is all these above evils of the imperialism and oppression, any evil one could think of. Zionism is seen as illegitimate. So the Palestinians are legitimate, the Zionists are not legitimate. This contradicts not only what's written in the Bible, but also what's written in the Quran, as well as thousands of archaeological findings. So it's absolutely ridiculous. Only the Jews have no right to a state. Now, if they're the only people with no right to national self-determination, that's anti-Semitism, right? I mean, makes sense. Now, how is it that only the Palestinians deserve liberation? You read their platform, nobody else has really spoken about. Nigeria, where Boko Haram has been slaughtering tens of thousands of people. Sudan, 12 million refugees, 500,000 have been massacred. You don't hear a word. Somalia, where you have Al-Shabaab, tens of thousands killed, suffered under them and their attacks. Interesting that Africa, probably the most oppressed continent on the planet, not a word. And of course, we have the Iranians, right? Those demonstrations in January where 40,000 were slaughtered by the Ayatollah IRGC regime. No condemnations. Why not? Why not? Because the same DSA is part of the red-green axis, Marxist Islamic axis. So that axis oppresses everybody. They support it. Just like they never mention anything about those previous communist utopias that you had in Stalinist Russia and Maoist China, where if you put it together, you have close to 50 million people who were massacred or died in forced labor camps. That's not a violation of human rights. Members of this red-green axis don't condemn Islamic carnage globally. So, if we just sum this up, the Palestinians are being used exclusively as the poster child for liberation. And of course, the Jews and their national liberation movement, Zionism, are the ultimate evil, the only ones who are not allowed to have a state. And even worse, numbers-wise, there's no mention of any other people who need liberation worldwide, and certainly not those advocating democracy against Islamic jihadi or communist regimes. Conclusion, the DSA is not only anti-Semitic, but they're outwardly racist.